Hi, my name is Brendan Weil, and I'm a lean coach with the Michigan Quality System. Today I'm going to be talking with you about everyday lean ideas. Everyday lean ideas are actually the fourth element of the lean and daily work model. So, what is an everyday lean idea? An everyday lean idea is a place to write down your ideas for improvement. We've found that when ideas are written down, there's a much higher likelihood that they'll actually be tried or experimented with. But just writing down your ideas doesn't do a good enough job of describing truly what everyday lean ideas are. It's actually a process to formulate solutions for the problems that you encounter every single day. And it's an opportunity for you and your coworkers to focus on processes and not the people, to help move away from finger pointing and move towards more of a problem solving culture. And in doing so, it actually creates a standard way for us to be able to communicate those ideas and the progress towards implementing the solutions every day during your team huddles. What what is not an ELI or what it is not? It's not a complaint system. So it's not something for us to be able to just write down every single thing that bothers us without some sort of constructed idea to try to solve it. And it's also not a place for us to judge or criticize someone else's work or ideas that they'd like to experiment with. So let's take a look at our standard everyday lean idea form and think about the process we might walk through to fill one out. So at the top, we would write our name. In this case, we'll just write Sam. Submission date, we'll put October the 15th. And the problem Sam was encountering were patients were actually arriving to the incorrect check-in station. So incorrect check-in. Why was this happening? Sam was had drawn the conclusion the root cause for why the patients were showing up at the incorrect check-in was that it was not clearly marked. And so Sam talked to some of his partner coworkers, and they decided that the idea they'd like to try would be to clearly visually identify each of the different check-in points, therefore allowing patients to be able to identify very easily which check-in station they should report to for the particular appointment that they had that day. The team would then look at the improvement category here and think about which of these categories their idea or their problem fell into. And for this particular situation, they decided it was delivery. Now, of course, it doesn't matter if you checked one box or all the boxes if that particular idea or problem tied into one or more of those different scenarios. So these forms are very, very easy and clear when it comes to completing them. So how does this system work then? I talked about this being a process and not just a form. So let's walk through the process. During leadership walks, staff will be identified to partner to create everyday lean ideas on the problems that were surfaced during your daily team huddles. However, it's important to note that everyday lean ideas can be created at any time by faculty and staff in regards to any problem that they're encountering. The process to walk through is to pick up an ELI form, which will always be available at your visual board, or you'll have the ability to just type on one electronically and print it. Then either on your own or with your coworkers, fill out the form. Identify the situation and the problem, describe your idea, suggest a plan to test it out, and then define the potential impact of it. Once you've completed that ELI, you can place it in the idea section or idea pouch within that component of your visual board. During the next leadership walk, you'll then have the ability to review that idea with your leadership to identify any potential next steps. From there, you'll have the opportunity to then test your idea, share your progress and what you learned at your daily team huddles. If we look down here, this is just an example now of one of those everyday lean idea boards. This is going to be one that's a team created that stood apart from the standard board which you've experienced previously during these videos. But the idea, once it's created, would go down into this section. Once you've given the authorization to move it forward to experiment with it, it would move into the do it section. Once you've actually started your experiment, but you hadn't quite finished it yet, you would move it into the doing it section. And once your experiment is completed and you've drawn some conclusion on whether or not it worked and what the impact was, you could move it to the done section. And just remember, during each one of those phases, you would have the opportunity to talk to your coworkers and communicate with them how it was going. So that will wrap up the Everyday Lean Ideas section. As always, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks and have a great day.